I love Jamaica. It's such a beautiful place. And usually I would be here for a vacation, but today I'm here for my advocacy work. I'm a survivor of the troubled teen industry. And as a parent, I am horrified by the allegations made by 8 young American boys who were rescued from Atlantis Leadership Academy by Jamaican authorities. Just walking distance from here, where I stand right now, I heard these boys were stripped naked, violently beaten, whipped, and waterboarded. The staff would take a cup of bleach and salt and rub it into the child's wounds to torture them. Imagine someone doing this to your child. It makes me sick. These boys came into this world expecting love and nurturing, but instead have been faced with absolute terror. One child disclosed that he was forced to kneel on bottle caps for hours on end, scarring up his legs to the point that he could no longer grow hair there. Another child alleges he was placed in isolation, called the box, at this facility and was beaten with a cord. Boys also said they were forced to fight one another for the entertainment of the staff. On top of this, these boys claim they were physically restrained and starved for months at a time. There is nothing these children could have done to deserve this torture. When I was notified of the unfolding situation, I knew I needed to take action because I can relate to how these boys feel. When I was 16, I was kidnapped and locked into 4 troubled teen industry facilities. It was the most traumatizing 2 years of my life. When these boys asked for me and wanted me to come to the hearing, I dropped everything to travel here. No child deserved to be silenced or to testify about abuse alone. I also immediately sent supplies and clothing for the boys and have brought more items with me today to help them stay comfortable during a stressful and traumatic experience. There's nowhere on earth that I'm unwilling to travel to support and advocate for youth who've experienced institutional child abuse and neglect. There is nowhere that a facility can hide where we cannot find them. We will not allow children to carry the shame and stigma of abuse alone. That belongs solely to the abusers. Atlantis Leadership Academy is a perfect example of the risks involved in placing youth abroad. Parents who trusted this facility have temporarily lost custody of their children. Rightfully, Jamaican authorities are questioning why anyone would be willing to sign over guardianship of their child to a complete stranger in a foreign country without ever visiting or maintaining contact. To these parents, how could you ever discard your child like that? Several of these boys are adopted and were promised better and more stable lives. One of these boys was even adopted into a former governor's home in Kentucky. The life these children were promised has not been upheld. It outrages me that it's taken months to bring these children back to the United States and mere moments to send them away in the first place. Atlantis Leadership Academy is not a one-off program. This is a global issue that requires systematic change. American-owned programs are currently operating and housing vulnerable American youth in Mexico, Samoa, Costa Rica, St. Lucia, and many other locations around the world. Here in Jamaica, there is even another program called YOVA, housing approximately 150 adopted youth. Staff from that facility have ties to Miracle Meadows in West Virginia that was recently closed down and sued successfully for torture, rape, and starvation of children. Hundreds of thousands of youth experience this horror today, and I am dedicated to eliminating child abuse and neglect in youth residential programs. I've introduced federal legislation, the Stop Institutional Child Abuse Act, as well as passed 8 state laws. I've been entrenched in this work, and I honestly thought I had seen it all, until recently. This is a human rights and children's rights issue. The US government can and should do more to protect kids like these. My visit here is a show of support for the action that has been taken and for encouraging the US government at all levels to take this issue seriously and to act with urgency. While we wait for the government to take action, survivors will continue to uncover this broken system and expose those who are putting profits over the well-being of our most vulnerable youth. We will protect the powerless ourselves. Today, I'm grateful to be here in Treasure Beach, Jamaica. to advocate for these boys. I'm grateful for the local authorities for intervening to save American children. I hope this is the beginning of a long partnership between Jamaica and the United States that finally leads to the closure of all American-owned youth residential programs operating on the island. This country is too beautiful and too kind to host these kind of facilities. I hope that my presence sends a clear message that allegations of abuse will be met with serious consequences. Together, we can make real systematic change that will persist for generations. Thank you.